You're not broke because you're lazy. You're broke because you're out of alignment. And there is no strategy in this world that can fix what your spirit is rejecting right now. The misalignment trap is this: when you're offering what you think people want as opposed to what they actually need, right? And what you're called to give, that only you can give because you are uniquely designed and positioned to give what it is that you are able to deliver to these particular group of people, to this population of people. So people often think that they know what they need because they are problem aware many times, not always, but if they are, you really and truly are the one who has the solution. Okay. And so you have to meet them where they are and give them what they came for. But then when you reel them into your world, you also have to give them what they actually need. So here's an example. If you are working with a client right now who, you may be energetically matched with, right? And the universe brought them right onto your world, right? And so now you're able to work together and help this individual. But the truth is, if you're just giving them sort of like a generic business plan or strategy for what's next, right? Kind of like a cookie cutter approach that you would give to any client, that doesn't serve a client who is craving a coach who is soul aligned, right? Somebody who knows that their soul needs more and that they need to heal through entrepreneurship. And if you know that about a client, like I know that about you, then you're going to also work on what's broken inside of them. You're going to care about them from a holistic standpoint. You're not going to just be trying to fix the thing, the one area, that one aspect of their life or their business that they came to you for, when you can see that there's some underlying issues and where the problem stems from is what you need to be addressing. Does that make sense? So misalignment really is, it creates resistance, okay? And resistance repels abundance, okay? Now I need you to make note of that. Resistance repels abundance, and that's important to know. What attracts abundance is alignment. Alignment attracts abundance, while as resistance repels it. Okay, what do I mean by that? I mean that when you are aligned, your voice is clear. You have clarity here, first of all. You are clear in here, okay? Your offers flow easily and effortlessly. People feel you. They're connected to you. They're attracted to you. They're magnetized to you. Okay? So for example, when I first finally, okay, I won't even say just the first, but the first time I finally aligned my message with my energy and my soul and my offers, like all of that combined in that order, I did not have to work as hard. I did not have to chase after clients. I did not have to seem like I was operating from a place of desperation. I did not just take anything or anyone to work with. Like I had boundaries, right? And I attracted the right people to me. I literally attracted my dream clients to me. And I didn't have to work as hard for it as I once was. It never felt like a hustle. It never felt like a headache or a hassle. It never felt like any of those things. It felt in alignment. You understand? Because I got clear with who I was and what I wanted, and I started healing. And once I actually healed and worked on the internal stuff, I was able to expedite my external success. And that's what I'm here to help you do as well. Okay, because it's not just about leaving a job that no longer serves you or starting and growing and scaling a business. It's also about who do you want to actually be and who are you really and who are you becoming, right? So that's what it's really more about. And that's what we've got to, that's the place that you want to operate from. Not lack, not scarcity, but a place of abundance so that you can be appealing and attractive to the right individuals who you are seeking and wanting to work with yourself. Okay. Energetically connected. So that's what you need to do. And then your messaging is in alignment and your energy is in alignment and your offers flow nicely. And all of these things are working seamlessly together. And that's exactly what you need. So you too don't need to chase clients. Okay. And burn yourself out. Wealth is energetic, right? Wealth is truly, it's energy. Money is energy. Wealth is energetic though before it's strategic. Did you know that? Wealth is energetic before it is strategic. It means that you can have all the strategies in the world, but if you're operating from a place of fear or lack or scarcity, or from a place of desperation or obligation, none of it will work. It just won't. Ask me how I know. Okay. So I always like to give examples. And what I can think of now is like if you're tired right now of following blueprints that don't account for your feminine energy, for example, and you're using more of that masculine dominant energy, right? Which is nothing wrong with that. We all have that within us as women, right? However, we don't have to operate from that place all the time. But if you are, and you're not looking at your internal needs first, then you may not really truly understand why your business needs are off. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're tired of following a blueprint that doesn't account for your feminine energy and your internal needs, you're always going to be scrambling around for answers, right? You're like, I know there's this puzzle piece, and there's puzzle pieces out there that are missing and scattered about. And when I keep trying to fit them into the different shapes, it's not working, right? So you know something's off, you know something's missing, but you're looking in the wrong places. Oftentimes it starts within ourselves. The answers are there. That's where they lie. Okay? So start looking internally for the answers, holding up a mirror to yourself and reflecting on who you are, what you're feeling, what you want. And see, that's half the battle right there. You may not even know what you really truly want. And if you do, sit with that for a minute and allow yourself to dream again, to dream big again, to get connected and deeply rooted in your why again. Why are you doing all of this? Why did you start this? What is this all about for you? Because when you remember that, and when you allow yourself to envision something more than where you are right now, especially if right now ain't where it's at, it ain't working, right? It ain't what you want, it ain't what you signed up for, then you need to start looking internally first before you start looking under the hood of your business. And you can do that simultaneously, by the way. But oftentimes, what I find in the clients I work with is that it's not something that's necessarily external as much as it is internal. Because you can have structure in your business. You can have, you can have a team or some assistance. You can have some support, and maybe you do, right? And maybe you have some success even in your business. But something's off, and that something oftentimes is you, something within you that you've got to figure out. But you may need help figuring it out because you're too close to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want you to think about. And then also, here's some signs that you're out of alignment, okay, in case you weren't aware and you're like, well, I don't know, is that a misaligned? Is it because I'm not in alignment, or is it because it's something else? Because, women, we are good at excusing things and saying, oh, it's this, that, and the third, when it has nothing to do with the truth, right? But if you're constantly second guessing yourself or doubting, if you are dreading delivering your offer, if you are afraid to raise your prices, if you are feeling heavy instead of light and energized, if you are attracting the wrong kind of clients, okay, all of the things we've talked about, all of what I talked about often in my videos, those are clear signs that you are out of alignment. Okay, now what do you want to do instead? Well, we certainly don't want to keep being out of alignment, so we've got to have a solution to that problem, right? So what we need to do is, number one, I want you to audit your offers. Okay, do they reflect who you are now? Not where you were and when you first started, not the first iteration, maybe not even the second iteration, or maybe so. Who are you 2.0 you, right? Think about that. Where are you now and where are you headed? Where are you going? Because you've got to bring your clients into the journey, right? So what does that journey look like for you? Where have you been? Where are you now? Where are you headed? And then where do your clients or your prospects, your prospective clients, where do they fit in to that equation? And then again, like I said earlier, reconnect to your why. Because sometimes we just get busy and we're in the thick of all of this. We're so in the trenches. You almost forget why you're even doing this, right? Especially when you're burning out and you just don't give a damn about nothing. And it feels like a heavy lift. Go back to being connected to your why. Reconnect with that. Okay? Write it down and make it plain. Reflect on it. Revisit that. Have a conversation with yourself. Have a truthful, heart-to-heart conversation with you and you. Okay. And then simplify, meaning what feels good to you right now, not just what makes sense, what's logical, what feels good to your soul, what does your heart want for you, what does your what emotions are coming up for you. That's what I want you to pay attention to, right? I want you to get out of your head and into your heart. You feel me? Out of your head and into your soul. Okay? That's what needs to be nurtured. That's what needs to be, we need to pay attention to. Because when we stop paying attention to those details, it's just a whole mess, right? So be willing to walk away, by the way. And I know this sounds scary, but I want you to be willing to walk away from what no longer fits, what no longer serves you, what feels toxic, what feels like it's cluttering your space, what feels suffocating, what just ain't working. Let's throw that in the trash and burn that, and like, you know, that needs to go forever. Like we can't get it back. Okay. Don't stay addicted to, I'm using that term because it's a strong term and it might trigger you in some way. I don't know, but I mean it. Don't stay addicted to things that don't serve you. Okay. You deserve better. So I want you right now, if you need the support from a coach, a community, I want you to join my waitlist for my new, I think I've said the name of it already, but it's called the Legacy Lounge. I love it. You're going to love it. And I got a wait list for you right now. I need you to get on this list, okay? If you want a soul aligned business, a business that allows you to have more peace, to protect your time and your energy, to have more power over your life, more control, to feel more in control, to live life on your terms, to really and truly have abundance, to live your first class life, definitely to have more profits. If you want to make bigger income, make a bigger impact, and be an influential leader while doing it and doing the work you love, you've got to design it. And right now, if you're burnt out or stressed out or stuck in hustle culture right now, or whatever the case might be, you might not be able to see outside of yourself. And if you don't have the support system that you actually need, then that's where we've got to start. Okay. So we are going to rebuild or build for the first time your first aligned business. Freedom-based business, which is, after all, the whole reason why you got into business in the first place, is for your freedom, and rightfully so. And you are entitled to that. Okay. I want you to join my wait list, and I want you to book a freedom and focus clarity call with me while you're waiting on the wait list. Okay. So that you can get on a call with me and get more clarity, have me, offer some insights, and let's talk about next steps. Right? What do you envision for your life, for your legacy, right? For your business, which is a part of your legacy? What do we need to do, and where do we go from here? Let's go ahead and talk about it. The link will be in the pinned comments for those resources, as well as, if you identify as a Black woman right now, as of this recording, you are still invited to, while we still have space, to the Job Liberation Virtual Summit for Black Women. It is the second annual summit that Dr. Kamani Norrington Sands and Marissa Price of Marissa Price Hills, and Dr. Kamani is from Lifting as We Climb Wellness Consulting. Those two ladies are doing brilliant things. And there are about 20, 21 of us now, as I'm thinking about it, and counting, I suppose. I don't know, at least about 20 of us speakers who are going to be pouring our hearts and souls into yours. So this is not an event you want to miss. And if it is after the fact, by the time you're watching this video, you can still purchase the replay. Okay. What's most important is that you get in the right rooms, because again, you need people who are going to support you, a very strong support system that you might not have right now. And this is where it begins. Okay. Mentors, coaches, consultants, people who are going to help you pivot and power. And like I said, if now that's if you identify as a Black woman. If you don't, the other resources I named, the clarity call, as well as the membership, is for you. So whichever suits your fancy, whichever is applicable to you, make sure that you utilize both of those, okay? Because it's very important to your success, okay? So here's to your success. I'm going to tune out while you tune in. Be sure to watch the next video that YouTube recommends, and share this video out with at least 3 friends. As always, and until next time, I am wholeheartedly in this journey with you. Bye for now.